My boarding pass faded out in my hand. Flashed red once, then died completely. I didn't freak out. Not anymore. Not. After everything. I stepped aside as the line behind me groaned. The whole terminal reeked of burnt coffee and frustration. But inside me, there was only a cold, steady vibration under my ribs. I opened my phone. 2 texts. Predictable. Predictably cruel. Mom, enjoy walking home, loser. Dad, stop pretending you're broke. Just take the bus like you should. Their timing was as sharp as ever. They always hit when they thought I was already crawling and standing there. Between gate 32 and a duty-free perfume rack, I understood something. With absolute clarity, my plan was ready. Their faces would drain soon. They just didn't know the reason yet. I wasn't always this controlled, this detached, this untouchable. There was a time I loved them, or at least thought I did. When I convinced myself their cutting remarks were jokes. Their manipulation was confusion. Their constant comparisons were meant to push me forward. Back then, I chased a version of affection they dangled like bait. But things changed when I got into college on my own. When I started building a life outside their orbit, I finally spotted the fractures in them. Jealousy. Resentment. The kind of bitterness that makes someone destroy anything brighter than they are. At first it was subtle comments, then sudden emergencies that drained my savings, then misplacing documents I needed, and finally, the night I overheard them. I hope they fail, my father said, cool and sharp as glass. They're too independent, my mother answered. Time to remind them who actually matters. Undeniable proof. It didn't ache, not really. It clarified things. And clarity is its own kind of weapon. I didn't explode. I didn't slam doors or sob. I simply stopped letting my feelings hold any power. Instead, I strategized. While they were busy underestimating me, I studied everything: financial laws, my rights, the accounts they'd opened in my name, the debts they'd piled onto me. When I realized how deep their theft went, how many credit lines they'd taken out under the guise of helping, a calm settled over me. Not fury, not despair, purpose. They taught me how to survive chaos. They never thought I'd use that skill against them. Over 3 quiet months, I built my counterstrike with surgical precision. I collected every document, captured every abusive message, notarized every forgery. I met with a lawyer who didn't flinch at the size of the iceberg we were getting ready to flip. Then I moved my money, froze the accounts they were draining, and filed reports: fraud, identity theft, unauthorized debt. All airtight. All undeniably theirs. And because I knew pride was their true religion, I made sure the blow would hit their reputation first. The bank would call them. The investigator would question them. The lien would show up at their door. Their borrowed luxury would crumble. Piece by piece. My ticket out was supposed to take off that morning. They cancelled it, of course, using the last card still under my name. But I didn't need the plane anymore. I needed to see their reactions. When the ground shifted, I spotted them in the arrivals hall, clearly waiting to gloat. They always showed up to witness the suffering they caused. Mom's smirk sharpened the moment she saw me. Dad crossed his arms, ready for whatever meltdown he imagined. I didn't say a word. I lifted my phone instead. A notification pulsed. Your fraud report has been processed. Case now active. Another, your accounts are no longer under unauthorized access. Then the third, sharp as a blade. The subjects have been contacted. Investigation underway. They watched the alerts appear in real time. Confusion first. Then recognition. Then dread, slow, swallowing, inevitable. Mom's face bleached out. Dad's jaw twitched, that tiny tell he had. When he knew he was trapped. You reported us, Mom breathed. I documented you, I said. There's a difference. Dad stepped closer, but his voice broke. Do you understand what you've done? Yes, I said. I ended the part where you get to hurt me. Around us, the airport kept moving. Uncaring. Their world, however, was collapsing in the silence between us. I turned away. Their voices followed, fear, rage, begging, blurring into a sound that no longer had any weight. Outside, cold air hit my face. It didn't sting. It felt clean. I walked toward the bus stop, not because I had no choice, but because now I did. Freedom doesn't always shine. Sometimes. It looks like walking away while the people who tried to break you finally feel the weight of everything they built. And when the bus pulled up, brakes. Sighing, I felt lighter than I had in years. They wanted me to walk home. So I did. Just not in the way they imagined.